Ha! Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha! Hey everybody! Happy Friday! Hello Nick. Welcome everyone, one and all. Doodle's back. Let's lead off with that. Doodle's back. VTS apparently just was glitchy last time, so now we have Doodle back. He's back. He's on my head. He's being a goober. How's everybody? I feel like this is one of the most prepared starts I've had to a stream in a while. Like, normally there's some kind of scuff that happens in the first 10 minutes while I'm setting up, and it just didn't happen. All right, what's killing us? A boulder, Tiamat, an angry Frenchman with a stale baguette? I mean, all of those are possibilities. That's the thing. All of those are possibilities. So yeah. Today, the plan is we are going to create the monster you're all going to use in 13 days to kill 5 adventurers who dare step foot in your absolute territory. I'm not sure what they did. They can come up with their declaration of war, and whatever it is, I'm sure you'll all respond in kind. So yeah, today we're making a monster. I say monster in the generic sense of the term because it doesn't have to be a monster. It could be a boulder. It could be Tiamat, or it could be an angry Frenchman wielding a stale baguette. It could be any of those things. In fact, if all of you fighting an angry Frenchman with a stale baguette sounds amazing, to be honest. Like, you just have the super powered Frenchman. There's a boss for like a wacky food one shot. What could possibly go wrong with that? The answer, my friends, is absolutely nothing. It's gonna be pure magic. So, here's how today's going to work. Since community has had plenty of warning, I have a flow chart set up. So we're essentially gonna go through. Let me actually pull out the G Pen here because I'm drawing with mouse. We're essentially gonna go through a flow chart. You're gonna pick choices, and then based on those choices, you're going to get more choices, and so on and so forth, until we have the theme of a monster made up. That is the entire idea. So you're not getting to plan the specifics of the monster. And let me tone my mic back down. I didn't do that after everything yesterday. Whoops. So you don't get to do anything like plan, how much dice are rolled or whatever, like the exact damage or the HP or anything. You can say, hey, we want the monster to have more HP than armor class, have it really beefy, just not super armored. Or you could go reverse, where it's like, yeah, it's not super bulky, but it's got a ton of armor class. So you can make generic choices like that, but the specific numbers are going to be up to me as the balancer of the boss. So expect that to be a thing. So yeah. And because we are a rather small community and this is not exactly usual content, I have prepared for the eventuality if we don't have a lot of votes. I will help nudge things along as needed, but you are all the primary voice of what gets created. So that is in fact the plan. So, any questions thus far? Ow! Jimmy! I know that was you. Nobody's redeemed a throw. You're the only one who pulls things from the request queues. Tits not up? What do you mean? What do you mean is tits not up? This should be up. The object was just small, I think. It must have gone by really fast. Because if I'm hitting the command, it's showing up on my end. Oh no, just really laggy. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I'm noticing I'm dropping a couple of frames. I'm wondering kind of what's up with that. I'm wondering if my roommate's doing something or my internet's just being slow today. But you know what? That's okay. This isn't a high intensity stream. This is us drawing on CSP. Hello, Divine. So I apologize for any dropped frames or anything. I think something's up today. Not sure what it is. Oh, one moment. My site is just behind. I mean, that could be it too. I'm definitely not showing all green on my OBS right now, which is a thing. But again, it should be fine since today's like all planning. So grab your snacks and whatnot. You can probably give it another minute or two. If anybody did not hear the explanation of what we're doing today, I can go over it again, because I know we're kind of in the first 10 minutes or so as to what's happening, which makes it a good chance to say like, hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? How's everybody's Friday afternoon? Is everyone having a good week? Getting to the end. You're almost at the weekend. I think mine should be proper. Okay. That's good. Mine's back to being green. I think I'm done dropping frames. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Knock on wood. Ow! Thanks for the throw. Yeah, I finally set up the lamp last night. I found a light bulb and I got the lamp set up. So I had mood lighting because I was with Mask for part of the V Rising stream last night, and then my shoulder, as anybody who saw the tweet knows, started dying. So I had to go lay down. Not weirdly behind anymore. Okay, that's good. After this, I'm probably gonna... Actually, after this, I need to do a couple of things, but I swear I'm gonna try and get those sub badges corrected by next week. I know the six-sided is looking a little weird. Looking a little stretched for some reason. Get the colors corrected on that. Okay. I think we can do better in the mood music department. All right, let me set this up a little bit better. As fun as Monster Cat is, it's not exactly the best. It's not the most tone setting. There we go. That's better. Oh gods, please no Displacer Beast. I mean, if you want to make a Displacer Beast, you're welcome to do so. This is the fun part where it's like you guys can make whatever. So while I have a flowchart, if you want to inject an idea in, do so, and if it catches on, we'll add it. It's like an actual campaign. You know, it's like, yeah, I have a flowchart as a DM, but like, please break it. So, to again refresh, in case anybody needs an update on the explanation, we're going through a flowchart. I have a series of options that we can all go for, and we're gonna work together on creating something. And after a certain point, once theme is created, we're gonna start working on a couple of things for the actual's attack. Wait, which crew is fighting this? So this is like the one-shot crew that's being organized. The thing we were supposed to do last Friday was like a test. Because we had a spare week and we no longer have that spare week. So, now the test is the session now. I'll run a Twitch chat versus D&D for Team A and Team E, another day. I'll come up with something for that. But this is for the game that's happening on, I believe it's the 17th or 16th. I can't remember. It's the 17th. Okay. Make a displacer piece for them then. Have a bit of fun. Hit and run campaign featuring Jack the Ripper from Fate. Okay, having them fight Jack the Ripper from Fate though would actually be a pretty decent boss though, because it's all about stealth. It would be all about stealth and assassination. That would actually be a really interesting boss fight. Jack the Ripper skill set is really, really good for this kind of thing, especially with you all in control. You share as many brain cells as that child does, so it would fit rather nicely. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started. So you have a couple of choices. First, we have to decide what the boss is, broadly speaking. And here are the three main ones that I have. So we're deciding on the boss's physical form. Why is it blue? It wants to default to blue for some reason. What is the physical form of the boss? So is it a... Why stop? Oh, it's blue because my palette's blue. Hang on. Okay, let me do this. Okay, so is it a beast of some kind? Why? Oh my gosh, it wants to do that. Okay, is it a beast? Is it humanoid or mechanical? So these are the three ones I had written down. If you have another idea, spit it. Throw it out there. I will add it to the list. Though everyone seems to want to go for some kind of humanoid so far. Okay, okay. Do specters count as humanoid? The beast just sitting all the way on the edge, right? It's just out there. Beasts are pretty out there. Yeah, it was. It wasn't formatted correctly. Do specters count as humanoid? You could have a specter of anything. You could have a specter beast. You could have a humanoid specter. You could have a mechanical specter. Specter is just like a state of being, so we could tack on specter to any of these. This is kind of just like the general form and shape rather than state of being. So I guess I can start another text box over here, and I can put down no, put this way. So I can put down Spectre over here for the next one and just start a list for that. Something that morphs between, maybe? Ooh, okay, okay. Something that, okay. Shapeshifter. I can put that, yep, that's a good one. That's a good one. Could shape change. That would be interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. The gears are turning. I see the gears are turning now. me lean over, put on my wrist braces. Man, my hands are giving me all sorts of crap now outside of my fingers. What about it's a shapeshifter in town? The party has been tasked to find them. So how this is gonna go is that you are essentially being dunked into a battle arena, and it is a fight. There is no one shot like find the thing, or there's no necessarily like story arc surrounding this. You are all being dunked into an arena and you are fighting. So the lore surrounding what you are isn't necessarily, I want to say like, yeah, it's fair. It's like, it's not important to generation. If you want to come up with like ideas about how this fight happens, go for it, but it's not going to be super addressed. Just be like, hey, it's basically like, hey, this group of adventurers have been tasked to kill this thing. You are that thing, and you don't want to die. Therefore, you will fight back. It kind of boils down to something very simple like that. Just go assassin of Shinjuku and have the mob of mooks and turn one of them to Hyde. Huh. That's not a bad idea. Mob of mooks. Yeah, that's not bad either. Okay, so have them fight a human baby. Oh my gosh, Dusty. That is terrible. I mean, I don't hate it, but that is terrible. All right, let me go ahead and start up a poll here. I'll give it 5 minutes. What? Full form of boss. Trouble, let's go. Hubbies came with a totally great idea. Adult Red Dragon Draco Lich. Oh my gosh. That's terrifying. It would fall under Beast for that idea. But dang, that is nutty. Oh, shape. Oh gosh, if I could type correctly. Okay, duration 5 minutes. Let's go. I see the human body is but a facade for the true monster. True though. Human beings are the true monsters. We are what skulks around in the night. Okay, let's see. How are the votes breaking down? Everyone's liking the shapeshifter option. Okay. I mean, that's fair. It's gonna make for some very interesting generation. What's this about a shapeshifter in an arena that shifts and they don't turn into people but terrain? Ooh, you're fighting the ground itself? Oh, that's terrifying. That's actually horrifying. Said he could probably spin a million ideas just about another one. Artificer that paints Looney Tunes inspired things. Oh yeah, there's so many things you can do. A shapeshifter is interesting because their main mechanic is now going to be shape shifting. So the shapeshifter one gets weird because I don't really have a branch for this because it's kind of a new thing that just popped up. So we're gonna need to identify this a little bit, and how is it gonna function? Is it just like it transforms into something every single turn and its form just shifts depending on what you all want? It's probably gonna have like the same. This actually lets you like have different stat blocks. You probably have the same roughly HP stat, but you can switch between like offensive, defensive forms or utility forms based on what you want. So you could just have a massive closet of different different options for yourselves, which could be very interesting. This is evil. It's out. It's also going to be really, really hard to give you guys proper options for that. An unstable experiment that transforms based on the damage it takes. Ooh, that's a good one too. Okay, let me go ahead and start another text box. So like different forms. Oh gosh darn it. The alignment's not great again. So unstable based on damage taken. Okay. Another option is chat chooses form every turn. That's an option as well. Hard to focus on my hobby distracted me. Did you read my last message? I probably spent a million. I did read it. I did read it. It's a good one. Like your hobby can spin a lot of really, really good ideas. Got a couple more minutes. It's looking like Shape Changer is going to change it, so we're kind of playing around with different ideas of the Shape Changer. It could end up being mechanical later on, but okay. Yeah, I think we've got under a minute at this point. So right now we have two ideas for how the forms are determined. One is you all choose it. The second, which Dragoon came up with, that Dusty is taking a liking to, is your form changes based on the damage you take. So now the question is like, is that elemental based, or how is that determined? Is the big question here. Are you changing shapes based off of damage type? Is it elemental? Shapeshifter with different forms based on damage. Gains resistance to the last damage it takes, but if you hit it with psychic damage, it randomizes. Ooh. So are you thinking like completely new movesets, or just like different resistances? Maybe it has like the same attack moves, but it's elemental types shift based on the damage it takes. That could be really interesting. Like that. Okay. So you have the same moveset and armor class, but your resistances can change depending on what you get hit by. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Shape Changer takes it. Let me go ahead and draw that in. So we are a oops, if I could do this correctly. Let me just do shift clicking. That's easier. You are a shape shifter. All right. So we have the different forms thing now. So it looks like we've got two options so far. Does anyone else have an idea of how it's changing its shape? What is it? What is determined? I feel like we have these two options. Go ahead and start up a new poll. So, how is form determined? So, chat chooses based on damage. If anybody else has any ideas, we can redo the poll and then we can just shorten the time. That is cool with me. We're kind of being flexible about this. We're kind of going down a flowchart, but it's like we can be flexible. Narrator mode, you strike your foe with a warhammer, dealing X bludgeoning damage. The skin's custom becomes more gelatinous. I hit it again. You land the hit, but its new form sucks up the impact. Maybe X amount of every turn. It's X amount of turns, unless you want it to be that wild. So based on the damage, it would be just as wild. I was gonna say, so it wouldn't be like every player turn. It would be every one of your turns as the boss. Your bonus action would essentially be choosing a new form. You would start your turn by choosing a new form, and then from that form, you would choose your next action. Is how that would go. Though if it's based on elemental, at that point it's just your resistance is changing, and that can just be reactive. It's like a Kecleon, essentially. So you've got the color changeability. Your type is changing every time you get hit. So yeah. Which is also funny because the party made their characters in a vacuum, not knowing what the boss is going to be, and now you're all making the boss in a vacuum, independent of knowing what the party is. So you're both kind of making something blind, and then they're going to collide into each other, which is going to be very interesting. And no, you don't get hints. You don't get hints. Absolutely not. Next thing you say is plays dubstep sounds each time it gets hit. It plays dubstep. I mean, hey, you could do that. It's like every time it gets hit and its form changes, it plays dubstep and everybody takes thunder damage. That's a thing you could do. It is the amorphous blob of dubstep. I just need to find a bunch of copyright-free dubstep to play during the fight. To balance it out, should we do rock paper scissors thing with the damage types? I mean, it's every time it gets hit. You don't worry about balance. Like, I want you to make make the most turbo broken thing you can think of, and then I'm responsible for balancing it later. So I will let you know if something potentially reaches too far, but until then, like, reach for as much as you think you want. Just go for it. Just go for it. Ah, Jimmy! Making it rain! I'm still sore from yesterday. I'm already black and blue. Ah, gosh darn it. I knocked off the filter. Hang on, let me put this back on. There we go. Sorry, I punched my light mic a lot. Okay, so let's see. I mean, it's, yeah, based on damage. I kind of expected this vote to go this way, to be fair. So let me go ahead and, actually, I'm just going to delete this extra piece. No, don't cancel changes. And then I don't want snipping tool. I'll just pull out the box tool. That's probably easier. Unstable based on damage taken. We do like this. It can be Zac from LOL, but with chords that suck up the damage type, and the damage type can be expelled to make room for another. Well, Heavy is just thinking about Ozma from FF14, the boss in Stormblood Alliance, right? I think Ozma was from Heavensward, but I know which one you're talking about. Cores that suck up damage. So yeah, it's like every time you take damage, you can absorb the element and then have resistance to it, and then you can reject it for another one to appear. So okay, so I guess to branch off of this a little bit, so we could have it do cores that can be ejected. We can do, oh gosh darn it, I did it again. Okay, 1, resistance that rotates. Or could be ejected. Yeah, it can be then ejected for damage. I can never remember the name of the boss. You're lucky I remember my own name some days. No, Jimmy, I also have Goldfish Bane. I am very shocked that I remember my own birthday and name most days. It's a mood. So okay, so we can do that. We can eject cores for damage. That can be a thing. We also have to be careful about complexity a little bit. That's not too complex. I'd say we can't get really more complex than ejecting cores. We don't want a lot of complicated mechanics. I'd say this is fine, but it needs to be easily understood by people that are just coming in. So I could probably have things on screen that tell chat what the damage resistances currently are. And then I can have other stuff too. It's like I can have visual elements on the stream that let chat know. It's like, hey, this is what you've got. Obviously the moveset is gonna be on stream somewhere. I'm gonna put like a stat sheet that's just on the overlay. So people know what they can do. And then I just can have another part of the overlay that has like what the cores look like. So now the question becomes, so you've got cores that can be ejected and then ejected for damage. So it's a shape change. So it changes resistances, but I guess that kind of takes us back to what form does it take, right? Is it just a blob? Because we've got shape changer and its resistances are changing based on what it's hit by. But that doesn't necessarily need to be shape changer dependent. I mean, we could just have them fight a blob of slime. That could be hilarious. So, let's see. Oh, no, not again. Stop doing that. A blob that can also change its damage type. Oh, okay, interesting. So it's like, it has damage types. What if it had damage types based on cores? It's a mechanical shape changer with different shapes, or more of a bio shape changer. Yeah, true. So what if it had damage types based on cores? Like it's got like natural. What if it had like naturally, because psychic damage is the randomizer. What if it just naturally had psychic damage? And then it rotated. Or it's like, do we want psychic to be the randomizer, or do we want force to be the randomizer? I guess psychic makes the most sense if it's like a mental thing, and this is just a blob. Let me throw up another thing really quick. I'm gonna throw up another poll. Is it a? No, don't turn on shield mode. Damn it. Sorry. Sorry. That's a fat finger. That's not managed poll. Yeah, I know. Bonk, good job. Okay, so is it a so what kind of poll? Alright, I'm gonna have this one be like a 2-minute poll. If I had points for throws, I would throw something at you for that. Hang on, I got you. There you go. Okay, so quick poll. What kind of shape changers? I feel like mechanical is gonna take it. You all seem to lean towards mechanical earlier, outside of shape changers. So, okay, so it's mechanical. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out another thing here. I'm gonna pull up the branching tree for the mechanical side. So mechanical. So the ideas I have written down are mechanical, some kind of mechanical beast. I can I just please have this be left for the rest of time? Can it stop trying to default right? Thank you. Oh my goodness. Some kind of mech is the other one. So like you had a robot, some kind of shape-changing robot, like mecha. And that, I don't think slow tank all that works. It could just be like cybernetic blob is another one. I don't know if you have ideas or like something catches your fancy, let me know. Trying to think of how this is gonna fit you all. Because the core thing works. Since we're done typing, you need settings to do these things for that, because it will go back if you don't change it outside the boxes. Okay, so let me go to settings real quick. Oh, we learned that was looking on schedule stuff. Okay, that's good because yeah, that's mechanical. Okay, yeah, everybody seems to want mechanical. That works. Ow. Hey, Tenchi. Hey, chair. Hydrate. Okay. Do I not have water? Okay, I'll eat another grape then. Close enough. Ow. Yeah, I'll find this later. Oh, multiple cores have their own HP tied to it. Oh, that could be interesting. Okay, bean. Oh no. Why are you beaning me? Fine, I'll grab a bean. I hate these beans. Have I mentioned how much I hate these beans yet? Because I hate these beans. These beans are terrible. What did I grab, by the way? Okay, I don't think I grabbed the Reaper. I might have grabbed the Reaper. I'm really hoping I did. No, it looks like I didn't grab the Reaper. Okay. That would be cool to see Bean Boy. Oh my gosh, it's instant. I want to cry.
My time has come.
I'm just crying in pain. I can't even continue to think like this. There's just too much spice. Every time you all do this to me, my mouth is just on fire, and I cannot continue my current line of thought. Everything just comes to a stop when you all do this. It is absolutely terrible. I am not okay. Ugh. But yeah, so by the way, Vivlio is one of our players. So he is watching his opponent be made in real time. I'll reveal the rest of the cast to everybody pretty soon. Hey Nick. Okay. So let me Dragoon, you made a comment about the cores a second ago. Oh, the cores have their own HP tied to it. That could be a. Your mic is still doing the static thing once in a while. I'll have to fix that. Honestly, it's about time I upgrade my mic. Honestly, I just away from the Blue Yeti. The Yeti is great, but I think it's time I upgraded. Save up for like an XLR. Yeah, it's Yeti breaking sounds. Honestly, I just need to upgrade. I have done this for long enough. I crossed the 2-year anniversary threshold. I think it's time I upgraded to some better equipment. Can you lower the game? The game's already about as low as it can go. I can't go any lower. Yeah. That's kind of why I'm saying like maybe time to upgrade, because yeah, I'm at the limits of what my Yeti can do. Of course, I have like 10 HP. If they take half damage of it, the rest goes for the rest of the thing. I don't know if I'd give it 10 HP, but I do like the idea of the cores having their own hit points. So if there's a resistance that you're all really holding on to, that's super beneficial. The party can do something about it. So party can attack the cores. Okay. I'm gonna focus us back in. So yeah, keep coming up with ideas, because you guys seem to be really Dragoon's popping off on like this idea that you're all operating on a different core front. So the last core can be a bitch to kill. That could be a thing. So it's like, and then so party can attack the cores. Half damage goes to, if I'm understanding this correctly, Dragoon, half damage goes to core, half damage goes to boss. So it's like half the damage the core takes goes to the core itself, and the other half goes to the boss. So the party's still doing damage to the boss itself. Okay. That way they are still making fort. That's interesting. I haven't seen that done. I'd be interested to see how that works balance-wise in game. I am willing to experiment with this. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we still need to pick a form, because it's like the way you guys are all going, the cores need to be visible. I don't know if shape changer, like you guys are changing the elements you're using, but I don't know if like changing your physical form is the best thing with this cores mechanic. Each core has a different spell affinity. So there are, I would say, there are an undetermined number of cores. More than one core. And each core, every time when this boss is hit, it absorbs the element of what it got hit by. And then you gain a resistance to that element. And then you can also use those elements as attacks. Though, there is a possibility that I'll probably randomize the element that's used, just on the DM side, because I have to be careful about giving you all too many choices. Otherwise, we have like 6 different pulls running between each turn, and it's a little crazy. It becomes a little bit too much, in a sense. So well, I want to give you all the choices in the world. I can't give you too many options because you are collectively a hive mind, after all. Too many choices will bog things down a little bit, and it will slow the pace of the game to a crawl. So I have to be careful. So, okay, it looks like we've got a really good set of mechanics for the boss. Like, this is a really good core concept. Hobby is up the OC spit long at me to type, and I can't keep up. Oh, jeez. Is this a flying machine? We have not determined yet. The actual shape of the boss has been... We know it's mechanical. So, we know it's a mechanical. The shape changer part of this may be changed, but we know it's both shape changer and mechanical. Shape changer kind of to be determined at this point, because the core mechanic as written kind of relies on the cores always being visible. And with the core mechanic has enough complexity to it, I may remove shape changer just on the grounds of limiting, like making sure options stay within a reasonable number. Because you already have like, you're gonna have, you know, I'm thinking like 3 cores is probably appropriate. So you have choices of like Do we eject the core? What damage type do we use? What attack are we doing, right? So there's already a lot going on here. If we add different physical forms to this as well, it could get extreme. This is basically the attack weak point kind of boss. Kind of? It's more, I would say it's a less attack weak point, and it's more remove the resistances. You're trying to limit they're trying to limit your strength by destroying the cores, and then you're absorbing new cores all the time. So if they shatter one core, they have to make sure they don't hit you with that element again. Otherwise, you just get it right back. I don't think I'm going to add a mechanic where they can permanently limit the number of resistances you have. You just gain new ones all the time. An attack forces movement towards the boss and turns it into a tornado party blender. So yeah, right now your strength is like you are constantly just a pain to kill. You have a lot of damage mitigation, and if they start favoring a certain damage type, you have a way to mitigate it completely. So, okay, keep in mind. Okay. There are party members who've never touched D&D. There are two-fifths of the party have not played D&D before. This is true. I will say, having seen the stat blocks for those two party members specifically, I don't think it'll be a problem. I don't think the way this is laid out, this will be a problem to either of them. They both have enough variety in their damage that they'll be okay. And party-wide, they have enough variety that they'll be okay. This is not going to become a burden to the new players. This is not going to reduce their fun. This is going to make them use their thinker thingies in a way that will be fun and engaging. This is not going to be a toxic mechanic. If I were to say, if you were to absorb 2 of the same element, you'd gain full immunity. That might be a bit much, but it's capped out at resistance, which I think is fine. They'll be okay with this. They will be fine. Okay, so that being said, let me like type up a list on a notepad, or write up a list on a notepad here really quick. Like, what are the choices you all have to make every single turn? I need to start making a list for this. Try and keep track of what you've got, because we can in theory still do a shape changer if there aren't too many choices going out. So you have, I think absorbing a damage type is going to be automatic. I don't think you guys get the choice in the moment to choose if a damage is absorbed. You just absorb it. So you're not making that choice. Your choice is to whether you keep that or not. So actions are attacking moves. Eject core, which technically is an attack, but I'm counting it as something else. Eject core. You're choosing your damage type. So choose damage type. And then you have movement as well. So in theory, you have, okay. So if your bonus action is choosing an element, then you have an action, bonus action, and movement right now. So I don't know if we can keep a mechanic where you're changing form, simply because that's probably too much. Because if we were to do that and we would also tag it on to say bonus action, or like if we were to just make it a passive, right? Let's drop the fact that it's bonus action. If we were to make it another passive, a form change, you would be deciding action, damage type, form, and movement. That's 4 different choices. And then you're also having to choose attack target as well. Mechas that have shapeshift are a fucking weird concept unless it's freaking Transformers. I mean, we have cybernetic blob down there. But yeah, it could be weird. It would be really cool though, but I don't know if we can keep it because targeting. So yeah, we have action, damage type, movement, target. That's the 4 decisions that need to be made right now. Movement will be decided through something like click maps, where you all get to click on the screen and then choose where you want to go. Its body color changes to shoot the new damage. I think it would probably have to be via the cores. If we transform to change phases and different attacks, sure. If it was automatic, that would be good. Okay, hang on. Let me make a poll here real quick. Let me make another short poll. Do you actually do we want to okay, let me go ahead and just ask this. Do you want a phase boss fight? Yes. No. I mean, we could do different stat blocks that use the same mechanics. It would be weird. I think it would be kind of weird. But if you all want to roll with it, I'll figure it out. We can figure it out. That's what the whole stream's for. We're figuring it out. It's an unstable blob mixed with machine. It could work. It could totally work. Where it's like a liquid cyber. It's like it's okay. Pardon the joke here, but it's like a nanomachine sun kind of boss fight where it changes its form depending on the phase of the fight. So it's like maybe it's a cyber dragon. It's a blobby dragon in one phase, or then maybe it's a blobby waifu in another phase, etc., etc. You really seem to be down for the multi-phase boss fight thing. I'm gonna need different music for each phase of the fight now. A nanobot machine is just cyberpunk slime. Change my mind. I kind of can't. You know, Tenchi, I kind of can't. That's kind of accurate, to be honest. It is just cyberpunk slime. So it's looking like cybernetic blob down here is gonna get it. Like, I feel like by necessity we have to do cybernetic blob. Just because of how this is gonna work. If we're a nanobot machine, you could have it deal emotional damage by not knowing why it's fighting against the party and it's scared. We have to have ranged slime attacks. Yes, don't worry. There will be option for both melee and ranged attacks. Just because, yeah, we don't want you to get gapped by a bunch of ranged casters or something. Okay, so you want a multi-phase boss fight. I can't say I hate you for the decision. I kind of love it, to be honest, but I am in pain at the amount that's going to need to be created. This is like 2 separate stat blocks now. At least. Okay. Scientifically, nanobots can take over a body. Rip Katsuo. Nanobots can take over a body, scientifically speaking. I mean, do you want a mind control mechanic? Do you want that as one of your actions? You could have that if you wanted it. Because you have the core mechanic. So okay, so your actions right now, let me type up what actions you've got. So current actions. Yeah, let me just rotate the page while I'm at it. So current actions. Right now you have eject core, elemental strike. I'd say you get like 3 more maximum. I say you get like maximum 5 choices. Let me shift things around a little bit. Let me go ahead and just start erasing a couple things. Put this away. What if the core attached to somebody? You need shrink, erase, or make canvas bigger. Nah, it's fine. We'll just shrink things as they come up. It's all good. So we know it's some kind of blob. Current actions. What if the core? So what's like you eject the core and attach it to somebody, and then that's what mind controls? Ooh, that could be interesting. So basically, you start out with 3 cores at your every turn. Because let's be real, you're getting attacked 3 times every single turn. And you spend cores to take actions. Okay. Interesting. Oh, we have a limit on how many we can take over. I would say you probably can't have more than 1 or 2 under mind control. Because obviously we take over 3 members and so on. Yeah, I would say you've like 1 or 2 at most. Probably 1. To be honest. Because then the mechanic for freeing them from the mind control is break the core. Which is it's very telegraphed, it's very obvious. It doesn't make it like weird to think about what they need to do. Okay. Let me go ahead. Let me do another quick poll. Do we add mind control mechanic? Yes, no. Almost so risky to send a core if one's destroyed. I mean, to be clear, you're getting new cores, right? You have a maximum of 3, but if one's destroyed, it can be replaced. I'm hesitant on mind control because you could just last round in a tank and keep pelting the DPS with range attacks. Well, that's why you limit it to 1, right? Just keep in mind there are 5 members of the party. If you mind control 1, that still leaves 4, and the cores aren't supposed to be super hard to shatter. It will probably take the focused effort of 2 party members, but you could do it. And to be clear, it would not be who's the full party again. You don't know what the party makeup is. You don't know what the other team's party is comprised of. You are doing this blind, and that is the intent. No, like the players. Oh, the players. Yeah, I haven't revealed who they are yet. So let me make a list here real quick. Your players are. Don't mind the typing that's off screen. I'm okay with how this is aligned now. So first up, we have you've already heard this name before, Biblioteka. So we have our resident book demon, who is going to be playing a character. We have the wonderful, the grapest of business bears. Yes, Doc Dresden. Doc Dresden is our second. Third, a few of us know her. We all love her. The wonderful Mochi. Or Mama Mochi. Did I mess it? Oh, I did mess it up. Thank you. Thank you, Tenchi. Can't even spell his name right? I can't spell my own name right. Listen, I can't even spell my own name right. It's fine. Cat spell? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I use the C all the time. Ah, Debbie! Can't believe you've done this again. Fourth, we have the wonderful Brimstone Angel. The wonderful Angel of ASMR, Valtria. She will be joining in. No, she's not super prevalent in most of our circles, but she is a good friend. And she knows D&D well, so this will be fun. And then last but not least, Merchant of the Runerise Mercantile, we have Lucky Somni, who I also cannot spell. So these are our 5. So Mochi and Somni are new to D&D. Viv, Doc, and Val are all veterans, like veterans. They've played more as players than I have, that's for sure. And In fact, I'm pretty sure these three are more experienced than I am for tabletop in general. So they are good. They got good knowledge on their heads. Well, these are the players for the current bout. What are they playing? Who knows? That is kept secret. So, you all voted yes for the mind control mechanic. Control. I'm gonna put in parentheses limit 1. So you only get 1. That is the limit. Okay. So let's see. So would are you wanting elemental strike to be, so I feel like is everything attached to core I feel like everything is attached to core ejections. Ejecting a core, so the idea that Dragoon proposed earlier is that you eject a core and you do like a conal AoE attack. So by spending the core, you can do like a wider, bigger chunk of damage. But the question is, do we want everything to be attached to like spending cores? And then you're just getting new elements every single turn? Or do we only want certain actions to be tied to core ejections? Like certain powerful moves are tied to ejecting a core. And then the more powerful the attack, the bigger the cost. I got D&D now. Have fun making all this. I'm happy to throw my 2 cents in. Yeah, have fun with D&D, Dragoon. Take solace in the knowledge that you have set up a nasty set of mechanics to be exploited by everybody when the time comes. Actually, okay, so I have to make a note here. One of the things that I was considering is that you only get one single action, but it's a powerful action. So action economy is a bit of a tricky thing because there are 5 players and only 1 of you. So which means you're getting 1/5 as many actions, but that action needs to be like 5 times as powerful. In theory, I could give you 5 actions that you can do, but that's a lot for a hive mind to vote on and whatnot. So my thought was I give you 1 action per turn that's really, really, really powerful. In which case, for something like eject core, you'd be ejecting all 3 cores, and you'd be dealing damage based on all 3 in a wide area. I'm thinking it's like you would have to split it up between a single target action where you like go after 1 or 2 people with really, really powerful attacks. Eject core would probably be weaker, but then you could hit basically everybody. And then you have mind control, which is an option. I feel like we need to have primary and like we need to have an action and then a bonus action. So it's like your primary action, or you have like an attack action and then a support action, where you have your primary action is like what attack are you doing, and then your secondary action is like what utility move are you doing. Are you mind controlling? Are you hovering? Like something extra. So maybe you're not even choosing the damage type. Instead, you get a primary action, a secondary action, and then the element that gets used is random. Unless you're ejecting a core, in which case you're probably ejecting all 3 cores. Actually, if you're only getting 1 attack, it makes more sense to eject all 3 cores, and then you're dealing damage based on the resistances you're ejecting. There's a lot of things that you can do with this. The question is like, what route do you all want to take? So let's see. I don't think I want to eject one core at a time, because if we eject one core, that's another decision. So like, one, you're choosing the action eject core. Two, you're choosing what core are you ejecting, which is a whole thing. So at that point, it's probably getting too complicated. So you have the choice of like, you're okay with the current cores you have, and then you do out like random elemental strikes, or you're not happy with the elemental resistances you have, you flush them off for big damage, and then you're set to try it again next turn. Another idea is like, there's a major eject and then a minor eject. Like a major eject core would be like your super attack. You could only do it on recharge, like the recharge mechanic. So it would be big damage. It would be your breath weapon, but you can only do it every so often. And then you still have like lesser eject core, so you can still flush your cores if you want and change your elements out, but you won't do as much damage. So what is is this good? Is this an input? How is it sounding? We're reaching the point where I'm gonna kind of start taking the wheel and start moving things further in. You guys have come up with some really nasty stuff though. Like the mind control thing is evil. The elemental cores, I have no idea because my brain is going kind of fuzzy. That's fair. It is kind of like the haziness of choice. It's a lot. So for now, let's kind of go with this. Let's go with this. So I'm gonna go major eject core, super attack, and then we have minor eject core, which is just like I think that conal attack. So like the minor eject core is what Dragoon had earlier. And it's hot where I am, so I'm starting to get fuzz brain. You know, Heat does that. Heat will create the fuzz brain, and Jemmy, hugs and head pats. Stay hydrated. Heat brain is not fun. It is back to being all sunny and toasty. And then we have elemental strike, single target. I'm probably gonna make elemental strike both melee and ranged for simplicity's sake. Basically, we're giving it the heavy crossbow feature, where it's like you can use a crossbow at melee. So you're gonna be able to elemental strike anybody out to a certain distance with a random elemental attack. It's kind of like what, Chaos Bolt, where it's like it's a random element. It's gonna be like that. So those are your attack actions. You have major eject core, minor eject core, and then elemental strike. So we need your side actions. We have mind control. So what other utility would you want to give yourself? You have that one option already. You could do something where like you absorb a core, or like you absorb your cores, assuming you don't eject them, and you get some healing. That's an option you could go with. You could, let's see. It would require another choice, but you could. I could see how it would maybe be done, where it's like you. I mean, the healing idea sounds cool. Okay, I'll put it down. Absorb cores healing. Fire core equals mind control limit 1. Absorb cores for healing. We should probably give you some kind of utility that doesn't involve cores as well, just in case you want to do. Actually, no. So you can either go minor eject core for more damage, or you could go elemental strike and utility. I feel like that's a decent trade-off, where it's like if you want to do something more, you have to not burn your cores. You have to not burn your elemental cores. So you could mind control. You could absorb. What else? What else is cool? Okay, let me pull up something to make the area difficult terrain in some way. Ooh, that's pretty good actually. You could do so like create elemental terrain. So you flush your cores, and then like in a circle around you, divided into thirds, you create different elemental type and elemental effects, or you maybe choose a point on the map. We have click maps for that, or we would have click maps for that. So you could like choose a spot to create some elemental terrain and then create difficult terrain. And then you as a blob, like liquid acid pools showing up. Yeah. Depending on the element, you could like create an air that's extremely loud with noise, or filled with lightning or fire or something, or like pools of acid or poison. Yeah. That would be totally awesome. That would be really cool, actually. You flush your cores and you create difficult terrain. That would be really good. Okay. So, this is what we've got so far. I actually like this. I like this a lot. We've got a lot here. And we have our current actions as well. So, let's see. Because now there are multiple phases, right? Okay, I'm going to throw out another poll. How many phases? Actually, no. You know what? There should only be 2 phases. There should only be 2 phases, I think. There should only be 2 phases. Can we, is that okay? Can that be acceptable? We only have 2 phases in this boss fight. We have phase 1 and phase 2. I feel like if we were to have a 3rd phase, it might be a bit much. Because all of this is still phase 1. Yeah, I don't want it to drag on too long. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so. Alright, so let's say this. You're at half HP. You, as this slime. Actually, okay, so wait. There's one more thing we need to figure out. What is your form for phase 1? You are this kind of slime blob, shape-changing slime blob. What are you in phase 1, though? Are you just a slime blob, or do you want an actual shape for phase 1? Because yeah, that is a thing. Well, I guess we kind of do need to decide on your physical like shape. We know what you are, but like, what's your shape? What are you? And this could be anything. Keep in mind, I throw giant spaghetti dragons at my party frequently, and a giant spaghetti crab on one occasion. So go nuts. You could look like a snake. You could look like an egg. You could look like what's something else that's completely random and nonsensical. I don't know. Let me open up Twitter. What's the first thing I see on Twitter? You could look like a hat. Or like the Near Raid last boss, where you're a ball first and then become waifu in 2nd phase. You could start out as blob, and then like in a moment of desperation, you actually take a more intimidating form. You could absolutely do that. Okay, let me go ahead and throw up another chat. Okay, so different forms. So let's see. Phase 1 equals blob. Sorry, that's what first. No, that's completely valid. Phase 2 equals unknown. No, it's a good point where it's like your natural state is blob and you are already naturally intimidating as a blob. And to be fair, it fits rather well. You are an amorphous blob of chat, of wonderful human beings that make up Twitch chat. And then you move into your second phase where you're like, oh shit, I guess we need to be something. Let's be something intimidating or anime waifu. It's completely up to you. Okay. I like where this is going. Okay. So, all right. So now we have to think about two things that, at the moment. So now we have two more questions we need to answer. One, what is your phase 2 form? Second, what do you gain in phase 2? What mechanic do you gain in phase 2? How are you more powerful than your phase 1 self? I want to keep a lot of like the core mechanics intact, but what changes? I would say you can pick two things on this list. You can pick two things on this list, one from each section to make stronger. So you can pick one thing from each section and then you can essentially power boost them. You can make them stronger. So you can make your healing better. You could create even more harsh, difficult terrain. You could say mind control 2 players instead of 1 player for your phase 2 self. You could add an extra little effect to your actions. You could either increase its damage. You could add a restraining effect. You could add another status condition. Maybe when you fire an elemental strike, you create a minion. Completely up to you. Like the sky is the limit here. Go nuts. If it's a wacky wild idea, maybe your elemental strikes create toast. I don't know. If you eat the toast, maybe you get healing. I don't know why bread's on my brain, but bread is on my brain. It'd be a whole thing. Let me look at what else is. It is a lot. But I feel like if we don't want to power up everything, I mean, I guess we could power up everything minorly, but I want to give something memorable and special to you. In your phase 2 form, where it's like, yes, this is now a really strong and powerful option. We're gonna start doing this. I feel like that could work really well, but I'm not entirely sure. Also, let's change up the music a little bit. What do I have back in here? There we go. Actually, you know what? This is appropriate. This feels appropriate. Oh, wait, you can't hear it yet. Fudge, hang on, let me add it. Hang on. You can't hear my soundboard. That's a problem. Oh, and of course it's not showing up properly. Hang on. Gosh darn it. There it is. There we go. BRB, need to get kiddo ready for bed. All right. Okay, well. Okay, so let's see here. All right, you know what? When in doubt, roll a die. Where's my box of dice? I know it's like Gemma yells at me every time I lose. It's like, how do you lose a big box of dice? But I apparently do that a lot. I know it's in the room. Oh, I put it over here. I changed where I store this thing every single time I put it away. Like, it's never in the same place twice. Okay, let me grab a D6. A D6 is just kind of the best way to do this, I think. Okay, here we go. All right, we have a D6 here. We have a 6-sided die. All right. Let's go ahead and choose to add something to one of the major actions. We could... I don't know if actually we should add it to the super attack. I feel like the super attack should do both. Or like the super attack should do... It should, one, damage the party. And it should also like create difficult terrain. It should create like randomly create a spot of difficult terrain already. So maybe we don't up the super attack because that's already kind of fine. Though maybe in your phase 2 you automatically get major ejected core back. So you would have that as an option. So do we minor eject core or elemental strike? Minor eject core. Okay. So minor eject core. So we are buffing the conal attack. Phase 2 buffs. Conal attack. I guess the cone attack. We name it cone attack. All right, so let's see. What's the buff to the cone attack? What's appropriate? So you're spraying a bunch of random elemental garbage at them. What is the buff? What be the buff? Okay, so let me look at conditions. Roll 20, got Cloudflare. That's funny. Okay, so there is blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, grappled. I don't know if frightened would be the best. I mean, I guess frightened could be okay. Paralyzed is rather harsh. Yeah, paralyzed is really, really harsh. I don't know if I want to do that. So we could restrain them. We can make their movement 0. And we could make their melee attacks, or their attacks have disadvantage. We could give it a stun chance. It would probably be a really, really low stun chance, but we could potentially like throw on a stun chance in there. What else works? What else would be fun? Elemental. I mean, in theory, we could add like an elemental dot to it, where it's like they take damage every turn until they like put it out. They have to take an action and stop themselves from taking more damage. We could do that. That's a good one. That's a good one. We could make it so that when you eject the cores with the conal attack, you still have 1-hit resistance of that core. So like you may have flushed your core, but you still for 1 hit take reduced damage. Make yourself really, really beefy. That could be good. Actually, I like that a lot. That means you have to continually like continue, and when you remove the resistance, it just it. I would say you would have to take it again though. That gets weird though with absorb element. No, actually it would be fine because like you still have resistance for 1 hit and then you gain the resistance back. But if you already have 3 more cores, then you just have 1 hit of resistance still, and it lasts until the start of your next turn. So it wouldn't be permanent. It would only last for 1 round, and then it would go away. It would add a slight amount of extra bulk, but it's not a lot of extra bulk. So maybe not that. That would be weird. Ooh, boy. There's a lot of good options here. There's a lot you can do. Okay, let me think. The restraint. I either kind of restraint's pretty basic. I either would want to do the stun chance or some kind of buff to your resistance. Trying to think. You're flushing your core. Got 3 random elements. You're flushing outward. You're dealing damage to everybody in that range. Actually, what if the phase 2 buff is that everything you spray with the conal attack becomes difficult terrain? Ooh, that's actually good. Okay, everything the cone touches becomes diff terrain. So that way you're also creating difficult terrain. So if anybody's in that cone, they're gonna have a harder time coming at you too. Oh, that's rude. That's so rude. Okay. If anybody has another idea, please feel free. But for now, that's what we're gonna roll with. So let's see. What's the next one? Randomly choose. Actually, I may not do. Okay, let's choose between fire cores and healing. The mind control and healing. Well, actually, no. Let's do all three. Let's do all 3. Do 4 and 6. Okay. Well, okay. I guess we're gonna alter the difficult terrain. So create terrain. Okay. So but by the value of RNG, we're also gonna buff the terrain. So if you do a conal attack, it creates difficult terrain. But if you choose specifically to make difficult terrain, it comes with an added bonus. I'm honestly just thinking like 2d6 or just like a d6 of element damage for every 5 feet you move through it, as well as it being difficult. So Tenchi, it's like that spell you threw out last time, where it's like oh no, it was what Momo threw out last time. Oh no, was it you, Jimmy? Oh, it was you, Jimmy. Okay. Yeah, I'm terribly sad. That's not how you enter a chat. Respectfully, friend, I don't think that's how you want to enter this chat. I threw down spike growth. Yeah, fair. I did 2d4 piercing for every 5 feet someone's traveled through it. I feel like that would be good, right? Because we've created... If your conal attack is becoming difficult terrain, you now don't really have much of a reason to create difficult terrain for your secondary action. So instead, if you choose to specifically create difficult terrain, you are damaging anybody that decides to walk through said terrain. Which would be an interesting choice. You can either do an area of attack and create difficult terrain, or you can create difficult terrain that damages anybody for walking through it. That could be very interesting. So deals, I would say like deals 2d6 to be determined every 5 feet of movement through it. So those would be like phase 2 buffs. Always feel free to share this kind of thing. Jemmy, I wasn't gonna react here. Oh, fucking hell. That's... Okay, hang on. I can't not share this now. I can't not share this now. Just so everybody knows what we're laughing at. Okay, anyway, back to this. So, okay, so your phase 2 buffs come in your conal. It basically enhances your core flushing and creating difficult terrain. You're essentially making the battlefield yours with these 2 buffs in phase 2. Making yourself just that much stronger. So I think the next question is, what are ya? So you're a blob that seems to deal with elemental cores, absorbing elements, flushing elements, and you can do a lot of terrain manipulation. So what is your phase 2 form? Okay, part of me wants to say your phase 2 form is like an edgy swordsman, but I feel like that's just me talking. Actually, no, your phase 2 form is an edgy swordsman with a t-shirt that says "We bully VTubers." Send image. Oh, I mean, yeah, you could do that. That would be good too. So, something like this was Jemmy's idea. Yeah, you go for the anime protagonist route and do this. Or Saber. Ooh. We do have a lot of Fate fans, so we could do like an anime swords woman. I still like the idea that we have somewhere we just like not dressed in armor, just wearing a t-shirt or a hoodie that on the back says "We bully VTubers." I don't know why I'm obsessed with this now, but I let's be real. It's Twitch chat. Would it not be the most accurate thing ever if we have that? Just that's what you're wearing. Sent another. Okay, you can just... Okay, that one is just Kirito... Gun Gale Kirito. Admittedly, I was thinking Kirito when I said edgy swordsman. So, okay, so right now... Just... Anime sword wielder. So clearly all of your attacks are just you just need to start coming up with different attack names. You just need to start shouting random attack names in chat while this fight is happening, and I will pick one at random to shout when I'm attacking. Like, or narrating your attacks, rather, is the better way to put that. Like, when I'm narrating your attacks, I will just randomly grab something you say in chat as a punchline, and I will just shout it as your battle cry every time you strike. This is terrible. We could have made anything. We could have made a giant freaking cyber dragon, and this is what we've devolved into. Okay, wait. Okay, hang on. I need to answer a question. Personality of phase 2. Serious. G. Let's see. All right. I need to know how I would narrate this. I need to know how I would narrate this. Poll is up. Poll is personality poll. See, now I'm too attached to the stupid idea. I'm too attached to the dumb ideas. Ah! I don't want to obsess over it, but I'm obsessing over the shirt because it's so freaking true. All of you bully. You do the big VTuber bully. It is 150% accurate, and you cannot convince me it's not. Even the VTubers in here could wear that shirt because they bully other VTubers. It's an endless cycle of friendly bully. It really is. It just is. It just is. It just is. It just works. What? As I dropped the D6 I was using. That's fine. We've already rolled everything we need to. I was mostly just messing with it in my hands anyway. It's all good. Oh, did I start the poll during an ad? Well, awkward. Anyway, there's a few seconds left. There's a poll up for the personality of the phase 2 part. Okay. I'm gonna play it by ear then. I think I'm the only one here and I just sat back down. You know, that's fair, Jemmy. I feel like everybody else is lurking, and I do appreciate everybody lurking. So I guess, all right, Jemmy, we're gonna take this. We're gonna take this the rest of the way. So we need to figure this back out. Edge, all the edge. Okay. We're going all the edge. We're going with all the edge. This is gonna be okay. So they're clearly dressed all in black. Let me open up another text thing. Then I'm gonna set its size to like 50. Oh, okay. Dressed in all black. Dressed in all black. Most cringy edgelord. Okay, for the record, me and Jemmy are gonna run away with this unless there's an objection. I am gonna spend the next 2 weeks watching the worst isekai anime of all time just to prepare myself for this moment. I will do it. I will host watch parties in the Discord of the worst, most edgy anime of all time. Just to be ready for this fight. What anime? That's an excellent question. I need suggestions. What are the most edgy protagonists of all time? I don't need good anime. I will accept trash. Just gotta watch a supercut of Kirito. True. Clearly, it's time for an SAO rewatch. What's another good one? What is that? What is that one that? Hang on. There was one that came out. Kirito is not bad. Okay, abridged Kirito is not bad. No, base Kirito is a wet paper towel. Barely counts as an edgelord, but it does count. Normal series? I'm sorry. The normal SAO, I will let... Yeah, we can fight Dusty, but normal SAO can die in a fire. It's at best, it's mediocre. And to be clear, this is coming from someone who watched the whole thing, start to finish, every season. I and forced myself to watch through all of it. Okay, we are watching the Evanescence in Shadow, by the way. Because I hear that protagonist is the edgiest of edge boys. The Eminence in Shadow. I haven't actually seen that one, but I've heard it's just edgy as fuck. Anyway, we can come back to this. So dressed in all black, most cringy edgelord. Alicization was the one that saved the series. Its first half, kind of. It kind of did in its first half. Its second half was back to being terrible. War of Underworld. I don't know how to tell you this, Dusty, but the redemption was lost when the second half hit. It was redeemed for like 2 seconds. It didn't last, much to my disappointment. Is the Eminence in Shadow cringe? Some people complain about the anime being cringe and turning into a generic harem. Perfect. Okay, so wait. Will he show one-liners? Cringy one-liners. I feel like this is a given, but I have to be sure. I'm just gonna Google a list of cringe anime. Or actually, no, it would be better to look up edgy anime protagonists. Okay. There's a good list here. I don't know why it's trying to say Karma Akabane from Assassination Classroom is edgy. That's not edgy. That's just the villain arc. That's just the protagonist's villain arc. It's not edgy. Aaron from Attack on Titan. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I don't know why I always forget about Attack on Titan, but I do. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. The list said Tomura Shigaraki. I guess that technically counts. He's not an edgy protagonist, but he is edgy in his first half. Actually, he's just a whiny child more than edgy in his first half. I wouldn't even go edgy. There's not enough edge. Okay, so I'm gonna okay. Tokyo Ghoul or Sasuke from Naruto. I haven't seen either. I don't feel like I could sit through that much Naruto for study though. I believe it. I 100% believe it from everything I've heard about Sasuke, but I don't think I can do that much of a binge watch for research purposes. not for a funny one shot that's gonna last like 5, maybe 2 turns and then die. I'm hoping you last longer than 2 turns in your second phase, but you never know. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here for now. If we have any more ideas about personality, spit them out. I'll add them to the list. I feel like we want a high HP and a semi-high armor class, right? Because I know the composition of the party, I want the fight to last like at least a decent chunk of time. So I feel like a higher HP would be better than a high AC. Yeah, that looks edgy as fuck. That looks edgy as fuck. No, that is so much edge. I am cutting myself looking at that edge, Jemmy. That is so much edge. High HP over AC. Yeah, especially given I know what the party composition is, so you definitely want a high HP. You're gonna have a moderately good AC still, but you're still gonna have. We're talking edge. Yeah. So I don't know. I know some lurkers are like half tune in. Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh my god. Do I just need to watch? A cutscene movie of Shadow the Hedgehog? Is that what I need to do? Redo of a healer? Okay. Yeah, redo of a healer is cringe, but I don't know if I want to go down the ecchi rabbit hole. That's... I don't know if that's the right kind of cringe. I can do you one better. Okay, do. Hit me. Do we just make face ecchi? That one's almost full H. Yeah, exactly. We can Discord stream Shadow the Hedgehog to you, and we both suffer. Do not actually sit and... I know what the Shadow the Hedgehog experience is like. I haven't played it, but I've seen people play through it. No, thank you. That is suffering for another day. I don't even want to watch you experience that. No. I actually like it. Okay, fair. If you actually like it, then that's fine. So what, do we just need to turn our phase 2 character into an edgy hedgehog instead of like an anime sword wielder? And is the sword just a body pillow? You just have this, you've been fighting this amorphous blob for half a fight. And then it just morphs into either an edgy anime protagonist or an edgy hedgehog and just comes at you again. Like, I don't know. How would you feel about that? This sounds terrible. Why are we doing this? How did we get here? This is awful. I'm happy to do it, but I just want to confirm, do we really want this as our phase 2? Actually, you know what? It would be Twitch chat if this wasn't phase 2. If this wasn't phase 2, I don't think I could qualify for a proper Twitch chat boss. Like, I have to keep putting into context what this is. And then I remember, no, this is very appropriate. This is somehow very appropriate. This is awful. Okay, so edgy anime sword wielder, cringy one-liners, dressed in all black, the most cringe of cringy edgelords. This is like teenager in the mid-2000s or mid-2010s. No, actually, no, this is mid-2000s. This is mid-2000s with like some 2012 sprinkled in. That's what this is. This is mid-2000s with 2012 sprinkled in. Need to find like a copyright-free instrumental cover of the Shadow of the Hedgehog OP just to play during the second phase of the fight. Anyway, this is our boss, by the way. I'll come up with a stat block before the fight. Okay. Wait. Here's another question. Because you are gonna have this is your boss layer, by the way. You have a boss layer. So the boss layer is gonna come with passive effects. You would not control these. I, as the narrator / referee, would. What's the layer? For a cyber shape-shifting edgy anime protagonist. What is the boss lair? Okay, I'm gonna remove the arrow here. And then I'm gonna open up another text. What's the lair? Wait, where's the thing for... Here it is. I'm gonna move this over. So we need to know what this layer is. 1, what does this layer look like? 2, what is this layer's effects? Obvious. Okay, actually, the first one is obvious. No diff terrain. So you are not affected by your own difficult terrain. I think that's the first one. I feel like that one's a given. You're not affected by your own difficult terrain. You get to ignore whatever spouting elemental crap you're doing. You get freedom of movement. That's fine. Yeah, that one's no brainer. What else do you get though? Okay. Because now we're running with cringy shape-shifting edgelord theme for some reason. So if a cybernetic, do you want minions? I'll just say it. Do you want minions? They would be very, very weak minions. They would probably be weaker and easier to break than your cores. But do you want minions? I'll give you minions. Give us 51 HP Cyber Vultures. That's too much. Okay, 51 HP Cyber Vultures is way too much. They might still be 1 HP, but okay. I'm just gonna put down minions. I'm just gonna put down minions. Okay, I'm willing to, actually no, vultures are pretty edgy. Actually, wait, I take it back. Tenchi, you're onto something. Vultures are pretty edgy. Hear me out. What if we gave them t-shirts that said, "We simp for Blob"? We shrimp for Blob. Huh? We shrimp for Blob. You are a cybernetic blob in your first phase, right? And then you become edgy, blobby sword wielder. So what if your minions wore shirts that said, "We shrimp for Blob"? Or they could say, "We shrimp for VTubers." I don't know. I'm dipping into edgy brain, and this is dangerous. I need help. I need help. I'm coming up with the dumbest things. Please help me. I may not have been paying attention. Tenchi, do you not know what the second phase is? Wait. I knew this was gonna happen, but do you know what your second phase form is? Because, oh boy. Yes, I can read. Okay. With encouragement. I'm just making sure. Some people may be listening only. I don't want to assume. Maybe that just bonked me. I don't know. Sorry. I realized the way I phrased it made it sound like an attack on your intelligence. That's not what it was intended to be. I apologize. That's all right. Free bonk. Anyway, so with encouragement. So okay. So like that brings us back to what are the minions? What is a cringy anime protagonist's minions? The vulture idea is good. Because, I mean, that just fits, right? We just want to do a vulture. Wait. I just had the worst idea of all. I just had a terrible idea. I just had a terrible idea. Okay, so hear me out. What if they were 1 HP vultures? But when you slay them, they burst with whatever energy that hit them in like a 5-foot radius. So they deal damage on death based on what they got killed by. Eh? Eh? Yes? I'm terrible, but this is a really good idea. Okay. Deals elemental damage on death based on what slew it. Okay. And if they're vultures, they also get to ignore the difficult terrain because they can fly. So I'm just gonna put vulture. Because vultures are pretty edgy. They're edgy enough. I mean, I feel like that's just the layer right there. Every turn you get a couple of vultures. Initiative 20, you just get vultures. You just get 2 vultures every turn. Or every round. And they just do this. Their damage probably isn't going to be super high. It's probably going to be like 2d4 or 2d6. But, I mean, if they're ignored, they're just going to start attacking. And they're just going to keep attacking until they're dealt with. So now they're having to deal with minions in addition to all of you. In addition to Blob, edgy anime Blob. So that gives them another thing that they have to deal with. They can't let the vultures get out of control. They can't let the cores potentially get out of control. I feel like this is a full boss fight. Oh, okay. So, you know what's funny? Because you're an edgy anime sword wielder, this was originally intended for the party, but I now realize you all get to benefit from this. There are going to be magical weapons and equipment scattered across the battlefield in just like random chests. So, clearly one of these chests needs to have the most edgiest of edgy demon lord swords for you. Or for one of the party if they grab it. But like, something's got to have an edgy demon sword. And then that could potentially like replace or be enhanced by an elemental strike. Well, I think we have ourselves a boss monster. I think we have a boss monster. Yeah. I think we got it, chat. I think we got it. This is terrible. This is gonna be, oh my gosh. Well, I'm really not sure how we got to this point. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure how we got to this point, but I'm okay with this. Yeah. I feel like this is appropriate. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, I don't have a good segue out of this. Oops. Sure. Let me just go back though. Okay, I want people to see this. I don't have a good segue out of this, I'll admit. So like, I just don't. This is our boss, and I don't know what to think about it. I'll admit, you all came up with some really, really cool stuff though. Like the Tenchi, the mind control thing is great. The elemental terrain is fantastic. The whole thing with the cores is insane. It's super cool. You all did fantastic. Like, I was kind of worried about how this was gonna go, but this was fantastic. We have an ad that's starting up, and after the ad finishes, I think we're gonna raid out. This was kind of all I had planned for today. And yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty good. Oh my goodness. I'll just kind of sit and talk while the ads play, but yeah, wow. I'm excited. I don't know. Are you all excited? For the 17th? Because now you get to drive this. It's gonna be you and like 5 other VTuber communities driving this. So how we're gonna do this? The ad's starting, but it's like the plan essentially is we're gonna have like everybody's VTubers community filling in. So like the same, like, you know, me, Viv, and Dog, kind of have like we have a similar community. So we share a lot of the same people. Which, by the way, shout out to all of you who keep up with all 3 of us, and then a lot of others as well. You're all amazing. But then we also have like Somni's, Mochi's, and Val's communities who will get to come in and also vote. I just want to point out, they have no idea what's coming. They're gonna be just as surprised as everyone else when phase 2 hits, the blob gains a humanoid shape, and they just become the most edgy of anime protagonists. Oh man, this really is just gonna become the battle of who is stronger, VTubers or one edgy anime boy controlled by a hive mind. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be fun. I'm super looking forward to this. I'm super looking forward to this. I'm gonna do a test run of this specific monster with a group of players I know in person. Partly because I want to roll dice at a physical table for once. Partly because none of them watch the stream, so they're just gonna get to test it. This will let me fine tweak and tune the numbers. So we'll be able to have a very accurate boss fight. Heck, I might even give them the same stat sheets that the party has created. Or I'll let them create their own thing. I'm not sure yet. Basically, I just want to give this a quick test. The worst thing in the world would be to come into the one shot and then either the boss is way too strong or way too weak, and one side rolls over the other. That's the last thing I want to see, because it's supposed to be tense, it's supposed to be funny, it's supposed to be crazy, and we'll see how it goes. I'm hyped though. So that being said, let's see who we can raid, because yeah, we're gonna give somebody some love. You know who I haven't gotten to raid in a long time? The Business Bear. When was the last time you saw me raid in a dock? Like when was the last time you saw me raid in a dock? Let's give the bear some love. Let's give the bear some love. So I'm gonna go ahead and type out the raid message. Thank you all for watching. So the next stream that's gonna happen is not on my channel. It's gonna be on Nick's channel, Hell Touched. There's gonna be a tweet that goes out when we start. It's gonna be a D&D session. It's gonna be the Echoes team who is dealing with some funky stuff, so you'll get to watch that. And then the next stream from me will be on Wednesday with Minecraft, so look forward to that. And yeah, take care of yourselves, everybody. Let me go ahead and get started with this raid. We're gonna raid Doc. Send love and support to Doc. He deserves it. He's been going through a lot lately, so just give him lots of hugs, give him lots of support. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Love y'all lots. Train yourselves well, and I will see you later.